Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Join us on Saturdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women, Sherns, Max, Jackie, and me, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Inside of the Zone with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected every Saturday at 10 a.m. It's Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Satideh Mawnin Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive.
Can you feel the vibe? Give me that beat.
Trending Zone, it's the vibe you know. What's hot, what's new, it's the place to go. In your neck of the woods, we've got the scoop, the buzz, the talk, the inside loop. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on Center Stage, Inside of the Zone. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. Join us on the Inside of the Zone YouTube channel. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers and beyond. And we need your support. Like and share. Hit those buttons for exciting content, engaging discussions, and all the latest updates. Together, we can build a vibrant and inspiring community. Don't wait. Hit those buttons today and share it with your friends. Hi, I'm Lady D, Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592. Congratulations to Caribbean Vibes Radio on reaching an incredible milestone, 10 amazing years on the airwaves. A massive shout out to the one and only Chris Welby, a man of God whose innovative and pragmatic vision has catapulted this platform to the top of the broadcasting game. Chris, you've truly got it going on. Your energy, passion, and creativity have made Caribbean Vibes Radio a force to be reckoned with, covering the globe like no one else can. Here's to many more years of groundbreaking success, unforgettable vibes, and inspirational content. Keep soaring, Chris, and keep the vibes alive. Lady D Denise Gomez Green, host Inside the Zone, Adat me say. Howdy. You ever notice how 5 more minutes in a Caribbean time really mean give me half an hour? This Saturday morning runnings, we're bringing you the Olympics of Lateness. From the Getting Ready Marathon to the Travis Excuse Sprint, we're breaking down why Caribbean people can't reach on time no matter what. Boss, me the outside. Lies. We know you just wake up. Join us for a belly full of laughs, real talk, and the grand champion of late. This Saturday, February 2nd, live at 10 a.m. Watch on Inside the Zone with Lady D on YouTube. If you're always late, log on early at Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come, make we talk. Morning. 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 Morning, everybody. Howdy. It's another Saturday. We there.
I changed the angle of my computer. Can you see me clearly?
Yes.
Now that the rain is gone. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We can see you. Good morning.
I can see clearly that the rain is gone.
Welcome to Satideh Mawnin Runnings. We there. How to do, everybody? Ladies, how to doing?
We's doing.
We're doing what we can.
We're doing what we can.
I am fabulous.
Sure.
Oh, I can see that. I see that daily, Max.
Yes, please.
Yes. I love being fabulous.
Yes. Miss Cherry.
Max's daily post tells you that.
Yes. That's
I am
me.
late. The producer is late.
Huh?
No, the producer said I'm late.
Oh, well, producer put out promo, and then I said, so you're going to put out the live link. So you had to scurry along. Yes.
Okay.
So morning, everybody. Jax, you good?
Yes. If you hear that sigh, it has been a really tense and busy week. thank God for busy.
Uh-huh.
But
Yes,
there are certain
true,
things
true.
that one day I'll give you guys the testimonies and tell you, how God works in mysterious ways.
Mysterious ways. There
So,
you go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
So we'll take mysterious anytime, any day.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful.
Any
Let's
day.
hop on over and say,
From
guess
God,
who?
from God,
From God, of course.
from God.
Guess who is the earliest bird in the room? Pat is so
Pat,
early this morning. Good morning, Lady D. How are you doing?
welcome,
Morning,
Pat.
Pat. How you doing?
Hi, Pat.
Mike is also early, straight from Tower Hill.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, good
Good
morning.
morning, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
Wow.
Jackson morning.
Ryan jumped here.
Mm-hmm.
You're late. You're
Producer.
fired.
Can you imagine?
I was about to run in here crying. I said, boss, the outfit that I put on, I got stuck in it and I couldn't get out. So that's why
Lord,
I was late. But
really now?
thankfully,
Interesting.
Lady D couldn't get our sound correctly. So that kind of
Uh,
offset my lateness
oh
because
dear.
I couldn't get my hand out of it. I haven't worn it in about 4 years.
Mhm.
I
See?
got put on the outfit and got stuck in it and couldn't get out down there, so I'm stuck here. So
Oh,
all right.
okay. All right.
Oh,
So we want to say morning to Charlesy. Morning, Charlesy. Pat says it's a blessing to be up this morning. I'm having the flu, not feeling so good today, but I'm still here. I'm glad you blow nose and do
this
all
will
the
this will get you better, Pat.
Yes.
All green furniture in the background. You hear this?
This is what happens when you come up with excuses that he couldn't find his
You
glasses.
couldn't find glasses. I'm dangerous.
That's something. Good morning, King. What you say? Good for all you hot steppers looking all hot. Yes, bro.
Why not? We're
Mm,
smart at picnic too.
yeah.
Hi.
He says, please look at the green. All green may still need me lamp. Yes, sir.
Lord.
Yes. So we're welcoming everyone. Family, so Mike is here, Jen is here. Good morning, beautiful ladies. Blessed new month of February to
Thank
all.
you, Jen.
Oh
Good
yes,
morning.
yes, it's February.
Yes. So thank you, Jen. Morning, everybody. So we talking this morning about the Olympics of Lateness from
Yes.
the getting ready marathon, because we know how that go. You look at the clock. Procrastination has a lot to do with lateness as well.
Yes, it's a
You
thief
know
of
where you're
time.
going, you know the time, and you're saying, I can get there, I can leave at a particular time to get there.
Mhm.
And then you fool around a little bit. And then when you realize you have 1 hour,
Time catch up.
1 hour for a 2 hour ride or something like that, right? So there is the mad dash to the bathroom. I have one of my aunties would say she when she's late like that, she just do 2 minutes for each area and that's it. Became mother call. I won't be
I
calling
will
me.
only tell you. I will only tell you they call it the ABC.
Yes. And then there is a traffic story how we got stuck in traffic, and there was a time in Jamaica when lateness wasn't the thing. If rain fall or fell
Mm-hmm.
heavily, like real rain washout kind of thing, most
We
people don't
now
go
go.
to work. We don't go to
Church.
No,
work
Forget about church.
and church. And
worse.
but of course now everybody driving, you better find your way. There really isn't much
Yes.
of an excuse for that. Right? So
Mm-hmm.
Especially here in this country.
things have changed in that regard. And so, we're going to break down this morning why Caribbean people can't reach on time no matter what. And we will talk about it because, we talk about making an entrance, being fashionably late.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly before we came on this morning, co-producer was saying to me that sometimes when you're supposed to meet somebody at a location and you don't see them, you start to wonder especially if you have that genuine caring heart, you start wondering if
Mm-hmm.
something bad happened to them and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Mm-hmm.
they will just show up and say, "Me so sorry." That's it. Them not start to,
Yes.
lament with you pretty much and say, "Well, it's because of so and so, why me did late." None
Yes.
of that. And you're there saying, "But me I pull out me here." I'm saying, I wonder if they even kidnap you. At times so serious,
Right.
right?
Yes. True.
Something. And still you just, they're over there.
And behave hanky panky and behave like I know nothing.
And a nothing. So,
Those things make me
time
mad.
is really important. Now we must let you know
Yes.
that Sharon will be making her appearance soon. She had a previous engagement in the early morning, so she had
Okay.
to yes, so she'll join us in a few. But truth be told, when we are late, it disturbs your mental state, not yours,
Yes.
because you already late. You might just be agitated in the getting the preparation phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
You late
Mm-hmm.
already, and sometimes when you're late already, you just say, "So what may I go do?" Because you'll be done
Mm-hmm.
late,
You're done late already.
right?
Right.
But that really shouldn't be it. We should be saying, "Oh my God, I wonder if the person, I'm gonna wonder what happened to me." None of that. We're not thinking nothing like that. And also, as we're going to delve into the topic, and ladies, you cannot chime in, but this is just my opening ramblings. But also, you know, when you're late,
Mm-hmm.
it says something about you.
Absolutely.
It says something about you.
Mm-hmm.
It either says that you really don't have any regard for people's time, you don't have no regard for, um, you know, an appreciation for whatever the staging is, whether it's
Yes.
church, work, and some of us live near work and still not get there on time.
Late.
Why?
The thing
Because
is, the closer you are, the later you
the,
are, because
yes,
You tend to
you're
be,
always
yes.
right
it's
there.
bad. And I
Not
can speak
me.
for myself. It's not good. I talk, me too. I don't live very far away from work. And it's like, oh, I can get there in. So when I'm talking, I talk about myself. I can get,
Yes.
and before you know it, hey, you're late. You're
Well,
like, oh
well,
my
you know
God,
what,
here
lady?
is time.
The one thing I can tell you, I'm a born Jamaican, as you all know, and the world knows. And I pride myself on being early. My husband, yes, I pride myself on being early, and I'm going to touch my shoulder because I do. I
Yes.
hate being late for anything or anywhere. My husband teases me all the time. If I have to perform somewhere worse, I have to be there early, and I must be there early. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't say on time, early. And these are the reasons why, especially for performances. When you're going to take the stage, you need to be relaxed mentally and physically. You don't need to get there late and be rushing and sweating and hurrying and forget your lines. You can't touch up your makeup. You can't use the bathroom. This is how I perform. When I have to perform, I go to that area where I'm performing. I ensure I get there early. Check out to see where the bathroom is located. I check out the stage, how to enter on the stage, where I'm going to enter the stage. I talk to the people. That helps to relax you mentally and physically, especially if you're the person who gets nervous easily. When you familiarize yourself with the audience early before, learn some names if possible. When you
Yeah.
take that stage, they already know you. You already know them. You already met them. So you're calm and relaxed. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I like to be early, especially for my performances. In
Yes.
addition to that, I grew up with my grandmother who was never late for anywhere and anything. My
Not
grandmother
even,
used
not
to do
even market.
iglery.
Not even market.
Yes,
That's
that's what
all.
I'm telling. That's the story I'm telling you. She used to do iglery, and she would have to catch the market truck at a certain time in the morning. We had a clock, and we would set that clock to alarm. And even when before the clock alarm, she would wake up and say, Maxine, what time it is? Look on the clock. And every
Yes.
second, I would never get any sleep because she would wake me up every second to look at the clock to make sure that she was not delayed to go to Clonmel to catch that truck. And I grew up the very same way. If I have to go somewhere I perform, I lay my clothes out the day before. Believe it or not, whatever I'm wearing now, these were laid out from last night. I
Yes.
don't wait for this month to look for what I'm going to wear. When I go to work, it's the same thing. I lay out my underwear, shoes, clothes, pocketbook, everythh.
Yes.
Mama used to tell me that I have OCD. I said, no, it's not OCD, it's preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would even, when I lived in New York, I would put I used to put the quarters in the bus, and I would have my quarters laid out on the dresser. So when I wake up in the morning and get dressed, I just pick it up and it's in my pocket. When I get on the bus, I don't have to dig in my pocket to search for money. It's already in my hand to put in the bus. And that's me. I am OCD and I can't help it because I hate being late. I don't like tardiness. I do not support tardiness.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting you
Yes.
say that, you know, Max, because when we were children growing up, especially Caribbean children, you
Yes.
were told to put out your uniform from the night
Yes.
Yes.
before, right? Your undergarments, shoes clean, everything. And then you get
Overnight.
to the morning and you're good. But we just form
Yes.
habits as we get older. So all of those things, we just say, oh, that I when me little. And
No, still
we
do it.
we disregard them. But we're not,
Mhm.
because if I'm asked to do anything like any hosting or stuff, I get there on
Mm-hmm.
time. I get there on time
Right.
and I make sure I walk around in the room. I know who is responsible for what. They give me my
Yes.
layout program and I am prepared. So
Yes.
so why is it that we don't carry that same principle? Why isn't that principle transferred into other things? But sometimes it has to do with familiarity as well. It
Yes.
depends on
Yes.
Right.
who you know.
Or even the changes of the time. And I don't
Yes.
mean the clock time.
Mm-hmm.
Changes in time because everything moves so fast nowadays. Your cars
Mm-hmm.
are much different from before. You don't it doesn't take a lot for a car to get from 0 to 60
Point A.
miles an hour. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like your old Anglia where you have to really rev it up and leave it for warm up for about half an hour, 1 hour before it really get warm, so it can really move. You know,
Yeah.
you jump in your new car full of sensors all over. You warm up in no time. You shoot off down the road and
And you
you're
show
there.
talk. Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that, and I like when you have to jump on a donkey. So you have to make sure that the clock was set at a certain time because the donkey not going to go more than 5 miles an hour.
Right.
So
I know what
how are you
true.
going to get out a road to catch the north line if you go a brownstone? If
Mm-hmm.
the donkey going to have to walk 2 miles, and if the donkey is walking 2 miles at 5 miles an hour, how long is it going to take you? So
Mm-hmm.
it's different. It's not like we live in that
True.
time anymore. So people tend to lapse that
Yeah.
lack
Yeah.
that kind of urgency to
Mm-hmm.
be early.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that everybody's coming from that era, but I think in this fast-paced world, people tend to fall back a little bit on
Yeah.
time.
Now, Andrea says, so let me take you off solo here, Jax. Andrea says, my father got on our case when we were late. King says, if you're on time, you're very late.
You're
Yeah,
very late. I
especially for
like to be
especially
early.
for an
Yes.
interview,
Yes.
and
Yes. If
that
you're on
is
time, you're
especially
late
for an
already. You should
interview.
be early and not on time. He's right.
Yeah,
Andrea says, because I deal with cash at work, if I'm rushing to get at my desk, I find I'm a little shaky. So I ensure I get
Yes.
on time. Yes.
right.
Yes. And that's the same thing with me when I'm performing. I have to be there early,
Mhm.
so I can be relaxed. We can't take the late and the rush.
My sister says, talk Maxine, good point. Jen. Debbie says,
Yes.
good morning.
Thank you.
I used to be, but when I lived in Canada, I learned because in Canada, if you're late 2 minutes in Canada, you don't have a job. My sister, I do the same things before I perform because I do everything like you do. More than one outfit, my makeup is right. I
Yes.
at least 2 hours less to get dressed. Thank you, Debbie. How you
Right.
doing, Debbie? Yeah. Right. Um, who else is here now? So let's talk up the things and let us admit that we have been late. And
Oh
maybe
yes,
that is something, I'm just putting it out there because yes, we're
yeah,
having a conversation.
absolutely. I'm guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Not to
Guilt.
boast or not to show off, but you see this book here, ladies. This binder book here. every week, every Friday night, if I don't do it Friday, I do it on a Saturday morning. What I do for each show that we do here, I have the topic written there and I make my notes overnight. Sometimes I do it Saturday morning. Most times I do it Friday night. So I can go back way back when into last year and year before and find the topics and the notes which I made
Wow,
for the
that
show.
is awesome,
Yes,
Maxine. That
yes,
is
because I like to
awesome.
be ready. I like to be
Yes,
prepared. I
that is
don't like,
awesome.
yeah, I don't want to be coming here and ifing and butting. I must have something to say,
I
something worthwhile to contribute. So I prepare it. I
I
like to
absolutely.
document.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I should have been doing that because that's the person I used to be. But you know,
Yes.
when I got acclimated to the fast paced lifestyle and running from one job to the next and trying to
Right.
make life happen, it
Mhm.
just eliminates a lot of things that you used to do, and that I commend you for,
So
because I like that.
Thank you.
right. So like
Thanks.
Matt, I because we use our laptops and desktops a lot and tablets and whatever you have. But I too make my notes because I realize that
Yes.
you don't, she said something which is very, very important. If you are at a table, any form of a meeting, a gathering of people, and you do not
Yes.
make an input, nobody will remember you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to
Absolutely.
say something. If it's even one thing that made sense,
Right.
somebody will say, but you remember when Mary said so and so? And
Yes.
it tells
True.
them that even though she did not contribute to most of the points on that agenda, there is one thing that was said, and
That will be
somebody
remembered. Yes.
remember it. So preparation
Mm-hmm.
is very, very important.
Very important. Yeah.
Because we were struggling, no joke, we were struggling this
Yeah.
week to figure out what to talk about.
And look how important and interesting this is. Yes.
But
Even my cooking, even my cooking, you can't get me cut up chicken, season and cook it same time. No. My whatever I'm cooking for my Sunday dinner is seasoned from Friday. And I've been like that ever since. I'm very old school when it comes to certain things. I have to I can cut up chicken and season it and cook it same time. I always season it 1 or 2 days before. That means when the cooking must taste good because it's already marinated and should come out right.
So can I say I spent a few days with Max, and Max can cook. Max cook, man, and lay out me place, the table and thing, and me enjoy my food. So
That's just
yes,
me.
preparation is
I'm glad you did. Thanks.
yeah, but truthfully, preparation is important.
It's very
Because
important.
there are times, we may do something and it becomes like a second nature, and
Yes.
you're good at it. Because
Mm-hmm.
for a few of the segments that I've had to do on my radio platform, there inside the zone, I realized tired take me, been up
Yes.
prepared. I try to squeeze it in between my daily routine, which is not what something I like to do. If me go to work, me need to work. And so
Right.
I find that, I can say, all right, I can drop this in there and drop that in there. But I know it could have been better because if I had
Better. Yes.
prepared, right? So maybe
Right.
win it pretty much.
Mhm.
But when we are supposed to be on time, we should be on time. We can't take
Yes.
it for granted that um then we understand. Or a Mary, she know me long time, so me always late.
They're not going to notice.
Well, people will notice. Because when you go in, you have to be seated. Most places
Yes.
you go, somebody has to seat you. So if the
Yes.
function is already in progress, church, work, show, somewhere, you're going to have to be passing between, moving between people. You ever go
Right.
to somewhere
Mhm.
and they don't have a choice. The greeters, they don't have a choice, or the ushers don't have a choice but to seat you somewhere because everywhere else packed.
Everywhere is
And
full.
there
Yes.
you are, excuse me. And
And I hate that. Then
it
all eyes are focused on you doing
on
that.
you because you're
You
late.
become center of attraction, and I don't like to make entrance unless me I go on stage.
Mhm. So some people operate on their relaxed schedule rather
Mhm.
than
Yes.
strict timekeeping, and we have to change
Yeah.
that mindset. It really don't look.
Well,
No,
I
it
used to
don't.
do I used to do the event planning. You remember when Patrick and I used to do the event planning, and we used to have weddings and so on. One thing I must give him that
Always on
for,
time.
he's always on time especially when it
Yeah.
comes on to his events. He's always on time, and he's a stickler for being there at a certain time, because anything can go wrong, and I've experienced it.
Yeah, so you have to
Anything,
make extra
especially when
time.
it comes on to a wedding. There's a lucky. I
Yes,
remember we
Jackie.
went to a wedding. We went to do a wedding one time, and luckily we were there early, because we weren't supposed to be responsible for certain things. And let me tell you something.
You have
Lucky,
to jump
and
in.
also luckily, I have that knack for setting things in place, like when it comes on certain decorations or hosting or seating people. We ended up like had to take over the whole thing, and it was all because we were early, and we realized that certain things weren't in place. This place wasn't going to be ready. The bride was going to come in and she wasn't going to be pleased, and we took over that thing, and she didn't even know that things weren't
Right.
right in the beginning. Because
Yes.
when we were done, she was elated and she was happy, and it was afterwards that she knew exactly what was happening. So being early is an advantage.
Of course. And Ryan says he's at his job 17 years and he has never been late. When Ryan tells me
Yes.
the time he gets up and he commutes,
Yeah.
he's never late. So Debbie
Yes.
says, my
That's
mother
good.
just passed 6 months ago. Oh, Debbie, sorry to hear
Oh,
that.
wow.
And now my sister is passed.
Condolences.
Condolences.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And now her sister has passed.
Oh my.
Wow.
She said, my mom was living here, but my sister never came here. She's in the funeral home as we speak.
Oh,
Oh, so sorry, Deb.
our
Sorry.
thoughts and prayers, Debbie.
Our
I know how you
condolences
might be
to you,
feeling,
Debbie.
because I lost my brother recently, so I know the feeling.
Right. So remember, those who will never be on time with the donkey.
Can always rely on producer to go with something funny.
No, it's not producer
Man
this
of
time.
my heart.
It's not
Producer this time.
It's Ryan.
Donkey.
Oh, it's Ryan. Me I laugh too much, me not see screen. Me full of water.
Hey, but Ryan, we had to get up really early one morning. Me and a young lady that she was around about my age, and my grandmother took care of her. She was living at the house with us. So grandma was going to Brownstown Market, so she borrowed a donkey from one of the cons. We didn't have a donkey, and she borrowed a donkey so we could walk to what you call Lilyfield, so she could catch the bus to go to Brownstown. And we had to get up really early. The moon still up in the sky. It was so dark, and we had like a picnic, and we cool, and up there so cool. So we had to put on a sweater, walk with grandma with the donkey with the goods on it, go out to Lilyfield so she could get on the bus. We now have to get back in time for school.
It's cool.
Instead of international, she warned us, because she don't like to be late. She warned us, make sure you're going right back right now, so you can get back, so you can get to school. We play so till sun come up, and I walk with the donkey, and I squeeze donkey, and the donkey kick after way. The donkey fire some back kick after us. We run up on one stone wall. The whole of the stone wall tear down.
Yeah, your mother full of
Okay.
The whole of the stone wall tear down. When the donkey kick off. And we were late. We were late for school, and we get beaten. We get beaten at school.
On top of that. So sit down. So we welcome everybody this morning. The Olympics of Lateness, and the Olympics came into my head because I just picture us rushing
Yes.
in the starting blocks. We have on one foot with spikes, all kind of something, just happening. So welcome everybody. We talking. Have you ever really been late and thrown off somebody's function? You were asked to do something on the program, and you're a no-show at the time when they wanted you there. Not good.
You
because
know what?
it means that they're gonna have to rush to somebody, literally run now to somebody who they may think is capable of doing it.
Capable of doing
Say,
that part.
Mary,
Yes.
I'm here, can you help me?
Yeah.
Nothing throws off people so much that
Yes. Especially if Mary is not able to do and do a good job. Yeah, true.
yes,
Facts.
it really is troubling because you
Yes.
want your program to run smoothly.
Flow.
We
Right.
understand that you will have some glitches here and there. I don't know how many people have planned something and you plan it out to a T and
Yeah.
something go wrong. Something
Yes.
go wrong.
Even your wedding. Mine. I had glitches in my wedding. My Norman best man. He showed me the fabric that he was gonna use to make his suit and the whole 9 yards. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks before the wedding, suit still no make. 1 week before the suit still no make. It's a good job, Norman. Norman, brother came from abroad, from America, because of course we got married in Jamaica, and he brought an extra suit, and that's what he had to wear because he have the fabric and never make the suit, and he was the first person to show me what he was gonna make his suit from. And I couldn't believe that wedding I come up and suit still no make. And
Oh,
Norman knows
insurance
me,
just a reach.
Hi, insurance.
Yes.
Good morning.
A very
Hello.
pleasant
Good morning.
Welcome to the Conscious One. How are you, my Shardsy?
Spanish Town.
I I am fashionably late.
Yeah, there you go. We
With
apologize
zero.
on your behalf, though.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
It was unavoidable.
Yes.
And
Okay, we
as you
understand.
can see, I am out a road.
Uh-huh.
So like Pearly grandson.
I are out a street.
Yes.
Oh,
So yeah.
The conversation has been going well, and we know your input will bring even greater
I
value
I
and
realize.
significance. Yes, it's going good, but we're just reminding people that being on time is important. The soon come syndrome. Anybody
Is
ever
dead.
call you? You mean it implies, that they realize you're not on the spot wherever you're supposed to
Yes.
be. So a call
Yes.
is
You
made.
can tell.
A call is
You
made,
can tell.
and you just say, "Me soon come, man. Me soon come. Me almost dead."
I'm not going
And
to.
No, but you know what happened? What happened is that soon come for us is we understand it. If you say to me soon come, I understand it. Given the particular situation where it's being used, for me, I can take it right away that it's going to be a 15 minutes, or it's going to be a half hour, a half an hour, or several hours. Me and Jackie can't stand up on the street and talk, and we know we're going out, and we have to go home and shower and get glammed up. And Jackie will say, "All right, soon come." And we say, "Yeah, man, soon come." What does that soon come mean? That means a good 2 hours, if not more.
Right.
So when we say soon come to each other, we automatically understand. But when we say soon come to people of other cultures,
yes.
they take it to mean that you're going to be 15 minutes or less. You know what I mean? And
Makes sense.
we
Yeah.
throw around soon come very loosely.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I have friends who are American and from other countries, and having worked with them, for a while. Every time I say soon come, they say no, don't say it, 'cause we know you're not coming right now. Don't say soon come, because they have gotten used to soon come being a long time.
Yes.
So
Right.
so we have to follow up. If you're using soon come with somebody who is not of say, West Indian descent, particularly Jamaicans, I can talk about Jamaicans. Then we have to say soon come. Give me 5 minutes, and let the 5 minutes
Right.
be
You have to
five
give it
minutes.
time.
Right.
Yeah, I have seen people nowhere near where they say they are, And they are on the phone and they are saying, yeah, man, me the right on it, Mr. Me soon come and me the right there. And they
No,
are
they can't.
nowhere close.
I
Never
know
left their
that.
yard yet.
Hmm?
Yeah.
When I used to take the cabs or we taxi them, there's one particular cabbie, and you're supporting them, you know. You won't give them the support. You could have called Uber and the other cabs that
Lift.
are operating, but you said, "Let me support those in my community." But Father Friend,
Right.
I am telling
Elliot.
when you call him, one day I had to say, listen to me. You know, so there are other cabs me can call. And sometimes
But you
I
want
would
to support
actually,
them.
if one main cabbie that Jackie and I know, who he's like brother to us, we could call. But sometimes I like to move it around, right? And let everybody get a little of it. Of
Right.
the evening.
Yes.
But I
Of the
had to say
support.
one morning, I realized 20 minutes running and I'm waiting. I call. Yeah, Lady D man. I'm like, stop. You're not nearby, and I'm going to call someone else. I'm not
Mhm.
waiting for you. You have to stop this because how many people can you pick up at any given time? You can't pick up.
And
You
the
can
missing
pick
don't
up
want to miss
one
the money, you know.
person.
They want to miss the money. They said that. They don't want to miss that money.
Mary call you. Give me 5 minutes, man. Denise
Yes.
call you. Me go to the lady the 10 minutes. And much people you think you can pick up on time when you do that. So
Right.
me get your turns. We just don't get it. And I'm telling you, you see, for people who are a stickler for being on time, everybody else will think you're miserable, you're just too much,
Yes, because I get very antsy. That's
because
me.
you don't
Nobody
know the
can tell you.
principle of time management. That is really
Let,
what
Yes.
it
let
is.
me tell you, I feel insulted when you are horribly late. I
Yeah.
can cut you some slack and give you a little grace, but I feel insulted if you say to me, I'm coming, I'm here, or tell me to be someplace at a particular time. I have gone to a very opulent establishment for an event, and the event time is just like that's at 2 p.m. And I arrive at the place and I'm looking around like, okay, this place is a very well known place. It's a place that is renowned for its offerings in banquets and things of that nature, weddings and stuff.
Mhm.
And when I got there, when myself and my party got there, the room was not completely ready.
Mhm.
And these persons were looking at us like, okay, you are extremely early.
Mhm.
And I have a tendency to pull out, to keep like nowadays, people are really giving hard copy invitations anymore, too much. But I have a tendency to walk with my invite. So wherever you invite me to,
Yes.
I walk with my invite.
Me too.
And yeah, right. And I pulled it out and I said, this thing said 2 p.m. I am
Yes.
arriving at 5 to 2, 10 to 2.
Mhm.
And you
Yes.
are in the throes of you're not
Set
even
it up.
putting finishing touches, you're setting up.
Mhm.
And that's when the person says, well, no, the person who invited me, who booked and made the reservation, they had it for 2 hours beyond the time on the invite.
Mhm.
And when I call and I say, hold on, you're saying 2 and it's actually 4. Why would you do that? Well, people stay already, they now will come. So when we
Mhm.
put 2, they will reach by 4, which is really when it starts. And I said, no. If your event
Not
starts
everybody is
at
like that.
yeah, I say if your event starts at 4, start your event at 4. Who come in late? Well, hey, you missed the hors d'oeuvres. Oh well, you missed the entrance. Whatever you miss, you miss. But don't have other people who would have ordinarily taken you at your word and come at 2. Have them come 2 hours early, and you're sitting there getting still. You
Right.
come in
Yes.
all your splendor
I
and your
answer.
fineness, and you sitting there
How
getting
you
still
enough to
because
them
them tell
fun?
you. Yeah, yeah.
Set off your makeup and
Do you know? I actually had gone to somebody's wedding, and we had to leave and go to a fast food place that was nearby to buy something to eat because we were starving
Yes.
because they were so late.
Yes.
I've seen
That's
people like
that's another thing
faint
I've
away
learned. Yeah.
from exhaustion. Yeah, you can't do people like that, man.
Yeah, Sharon, I'm glad you touched that point. That's another thing that I have learned. Whenever I have to go to an event, especially weddings or any most event that serves food, I always ensure I do not go there hungry. I always ensure I have
yes,
a little Shirley in my bag or a Shirley biscuit in my bag. I always have
I'm
Shirley in my
sorry.
bag.
no, that is so true. That is so true. But
Or a payday and my Kangen water because me now make hungry kill me.
Lady D, one of these days, what's my Patrick? I mean, Patrick, come on, we'll give you some wedding stories or some event stories because he has a few. If he can remember them all, while he and I were doing this thing together, it was something else. Some stories beyond us. So that's some other show down the road.
Another show down the road. Write it down, Jackie, because each time we say that could be another show, and we
get
back to it.
We don't remember.
Especially when it comes down to the wedding month, we can do it roundabout then.
Yes.
June or so.
Or Valentine. We have to do a Valentine show.
Yeah, and another thing too. I don't like to make vows, but I made a silent vow. There's this young lady that her birthday is close to mine, and she's always saying she's about 5 years younger anyway, but she's always saying, "Oh, let's have a joint party, let's do," and I'm like, "Nah, you're too young for me. Me not having a joint party." But I appreciate the gesture. So she always have parties for herself, and she said to me, she's gonna have a party, so she's inviting me. Mind you, we're talking about Brooklyn. So I actually Brooklyn. So I left home. She said the party is starting at 9, and I'm saying, Lord, all right, 9. We're gonna go and we will leave like around 12. Cause you're talking about big people party. So I said I will leave about 12.
Yeah.
Plus, she's West Indian, so they're like a little soca and them gonna get down and all. And me and my husband left, went to Brooklyn. We got there around. We found the place, went inside about 8:45. When we walked in, the hostess who invited us, she's in there in street clothes.
Oh Lord,
Right? She's in street clothes and she's directing, put this here, put that there, do this, do that, do that. And I said to her, you should be at home at least about to leave to come over here because there are other people there. And she said, yeah, same thing. I soon go. And she stayed there, I would say, for another hour. And I said, no, this thing is not going to work with me. But anyway, I gave her the grace. I already crossed the bridge and paid me toll. So I said, let me sit there. And we are sitting there, and she left to get dressed. And believe you me, when she came back, it was midnight.
No mercy. I would be
You
gone.
understand? I sat there. You could have almost see the steam coming out of my ears. I sat there. They start serving hors d'oeuvres. People start taking stuff. People start doing whatever. And when she walked in, and they played the song because I said I'm gonna stay there, so at least I can see her. And as soon as she gets settled in, I am leaving. And she came in, and they played her song, and she walked in and she greeted everybody. And as soon as she sat down, I walked over to her and I said, have a lovely party because I am gone. And she said, no, you can't. We're going to have this. I said, I have been here almost over 3 hours. I said, I'm tired. I have traffic to deal with to go back home. I have something to do in the morning. And I left. And I said to her, do not invite me again to any party because I'm not coming. And this happened about 3 years ago. So she had a party last year, the year before. She still invited me, and I still reminded her of the tardiness of the one night. And I said, I will never come to one of your parties. And other people obviously had an issue with her too. Because the one she was telling me, the one last year, she actually had it catered and somebody came and did whatever. I said, well, I would never know because I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
You know,
Yes.
we also think that the younger generation, they don't have any
Regard for
regard
time.
for time. But the thing is, let
Absolutely,
me
ma'am.
tell you something about my son. I raised him that way. I raised him that way to be respectful when it comes on to time, because he went to Cardinal Hayes High School and they didn't play when it came on to time. And he would have to get up by a certain time so he can get to school by a certain time. But I started him from early, because when he was going to elementary school, I had to get up really early to drop him at school and then head on to work. So he knew that the time, had to be, I had to get to work by 8. And let me tell you, that child have time down to a T. Crystal could tell you down to the very minute what time he needs to leave in order for him to get there, and just in case there is a delay. The other day, Christoph now 25, almost 26 years old, and we were heading to Texas to my brother's funeral. Christoph was at the airport 3 hours in advance. And luckily, he did that because there was an issue with his ID, and they were able to fix it at the airport.
Yeah,
There you
enough
go.
time to fix it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't
Yeah, man, we
even
have
well.
to.
He was having, like, getting over a flu, and he made sure that he was at the airport on time. Even when we were leaving, when we were telling him that, no, you didn't have to leave so early because of that. No, it had his cousin got up, dropped him at the airport. Christoph was at the airport, must say 4 hours before time.
There you go.
Very good.
Yeah, and that is admirable. But I ended up at I was at a wedding. My husband and myself ended up emceeing a wedding reception because it was in New Rochelle, and we went to the wedding, got there on time, and we were sitting there. The minister came, a few guests came, and the bride was horribly late. The bride was over 2 hours late.
Yes, sir.
And the minister sat there and he sat there the entire time. And then when she finally arrived and he did the ceremony, when they started the cocktail hour, he came over to me because we had struck up a conversation during the time we were waiting because there was nothing else to do. And he came over to me and my husband. He handed us the program in his hand. And he said to us, can you please take care of the reception because I am gone.
Yes.
He said, I cannot wait anymore. She was over 2 hours late. He had somewhere else to be. And he left.
Yeah.
He went and told them he had to go.
Rightfully so. Yes.
You're over 2 hours late. That was too much.
Norman is asking, because every week when we do this show, he always wants to know what's the topic. So this morning he left. He had to leave early, so he called me after he left, and he said, "What's the topic for this morning?" When I told him, he was cracking up. He was really laughing hard, and you know why he was laughing hard? He said that topic is not for you because he knows I'm not into late. Late is not a part of my party. Because that understands when we have to go someplace, I end up arguing with him because I'm ready and he's not. They say women take long to get ready, not this woman. I make sure I leave all my stuff overnight, and I'm always ready before him. Always ready before him.
We used to iron our uniform, 5 uniforms for the whole week.
Yes, for the week.
We couldn't do it we had to iron, and I did that with my son because I had to make sure his uniforms, and I show him how to have his uniforms prepared for school, because when I leave to go to work, me not have no time to go pick out clothes and all of that stuff, so it has to be ready overnight. So I iron the clothes them overnight. I mean, from like the Sunday.
So producer,
right? That's what I did when I live in Kingston too.
Co-producer sends me a note. You should only be late for your funeral. Better yet, don't show up.
All right then.
So let's also talk about not just being physically late, but we can also talk about the consequences of responding to messages, phone calls.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That too
Yeah, you
can
miss out and you lose things. Yes.
That's true.
miss out on
My
lot.
busy
Yes.
lifestyle has affected that a lot because I'm missing,
Yeah, I
messages
miss
that were
out on
sent
stuff
to
like that.
me.
That part me kind of
And
guilty
yeah,
of.
and not all the time I'm down in the phone. That's the thing, especially if I'm
Yes.
working. I find that I'm immersed into work and whatever is happening, especially taking care of people and their health. You have to be alert and present. So I try not
Present.
to
Said
have
you
the
exactly.
phone right in my
Yes.
in my possession during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that I miss,
Absolutely.
and sometimes when I'm done and I'm home, I get so tired that I don't even check the day's messages.
Yes.
So I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, you know what
Yes,
though?
me too. Me too.
In today's world, we have to remedy that though, because in today's world that can be detrimental to a lot of things.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure I check my phone every hour on the hour, if not more. Or you can set up an alert.
Mm-hmm.
Set up
Right.
an alert so that you can be alerted, put it that way, in the event of a message. I remember we went away. It was on a retreat we went, and a lady who attended, her husband took ill, went to the hospital, and he was very, very sick to the point where he died. And they were trying to reach her, and because she did not check her phone and stuff, they tried to reach her and reach her and reach her, and they had to literally call the facility.
Mm-mm.
And when they called the facility, it was only to tell her that he had passed.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
So sometimes, and personally, I will give somebody a half an hour to, and you're in the medical field, I can understand, but you have to make a huge effort because you will
Mm-hmm.
miss stuff. Stuff will
Mm-hmm.
happen
Yeah.
Yes.
and you will miss stuff because God forbid. And for those of us who probably have young children, or whether they're your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whatever, stuff can be happening at school. They may be calling the next of kin. They may be calling to say such and such. I've had my daughter call me, or not even call, have to send message because at her school they had shelter in place. So she's
Oh
saying, Mom,
yes.
we have to shelter in place because there's a bomb threat, or there is somebody on the campus with a weapon or a gun, or somebody
Mm-hmm.
is such and such, and the police are alerting folk, and she can't. So you have to check because
Yes.
you will miss.
I
I'm not talking about for read
That's true.
jokes and all, but
mm-hmm.
your family members might be trying to reach you, and you have to set up an alert and put in your people that is in your eyes in case of emergency. Have
Mm-hmm.
a group
Good
so that when
point.
you see that flash, you know automatically, okay, this needs my attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Excellent point, Shirley.
I agree
Excellent point.
because
Excellent.
if
Excellent.
there's anything I do, if I see any message or a missed call, I am ensuring that I identify who the person is, as long as it's no scam stuff going on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I check my phone. Because there are people who will tell you, oh, me only use it if nobody call me and if me want call nobody.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We are past the age of just receiving a telegram.
Yes.
Right.
And so
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
during
Like it
that
or not,
time, mhm,
this is our life. This has become a part of our
you
life.
have to check because people have
Yeah.
missed the job opportunities.
Yes.
They
I
have missed
almost missed
important
one.
information simply because, and I had to
You never
encourage
check
someone
phone.
very dear to me to say, hey, why is it there are so many? I look at the phone, why you have so many text messages bunched up,
Unread.
missed calls,
Unread.
none of
Yeah.
them. No, you have to check because this is the
Yes.
age in which we are.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
to
Yes,
make
true.
sure that
Yes.
if anybody trying to reach you, I have an aunt who used to say, "Oh, Mrs. Me and they need the phone." Me say, "Well, carry it back.
Exactly. Listen, can I give
See
you
where you
an
have the
instance?
people now use it.
Carry it
Can I
back."
Yes.
can I give you an instance? Somebody from our district, from our community, told my mother that when we were heading to my brother's funeral, that they have relatives in the area where my brother is from, and they'd love to they'd love for them to represent them at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
So the person, it's a couple, the person who told my mother that had to call one of the persons to tell them
In the area.
that we'd like for you to go to see Miss G and to represent us, and to be there and whatever. It turns out that when they showed up, one of the men said to my mother, I don't use phone,
Oh Lord.
I don't use phone. So the person who got the call was the other party.
Right.
Who was, with them. The other party received the call. And that's the phone that this man uses when he feels like, because intelligent man, and him saying don't own a phone because him don't believe in phones. But yet,
Oh wow.
yeah.
What you believe in smoke signal? If you not believe in phone, it's gonna turn up a smoke signal.
Smoke signal or the dove, or the Bible dove, or the Turk, what do you call it? The pigeon.
Homing pigeon. But also along the same lines, you have some people who they don't do voicemail, they don't check voicemail.
Yes.
You will leave a message, and when you say, have you listened to I called you and left you a voicemail. Oh, I don't check voicemail. What's the point?
So I don't leave voice messages because I realize.
So and that's why I specifically tell people text
if I dial you and you don't pick up, I know you'll see the missed call because that's the line of
yes. I don't do voicemail either. I don't leave voicemail.
No time.
And if you leave me one, I might not hear it. Text
but that's not good because look here. We know the people who we communicate with, between family, friends, colleagues. Sometimes your number is out there if you're in business. Max, you're out there. You're a personality by yourself, Lady D, you too. So sometimes you can miss an opportunity because the phone is set up for voicemail. You know what I mean? Instead of a voicemail, you also get an alert that you have voicemail. You can even sign up for visual voicemail. So if you are somebody who, I don't put my glasses on because I'm here in the sun. If you are somebody who, you're a mover and a shaker, have time to sit down and play voicemail over. I set up for visual voicemail, where I automatically, whatever you say,
gets
translated. Right. And I get a kick out of it because, if a friend or a family member call and they put their voicemail in patois, the system has a field day at translating what they say. So I have a field day with that. But please, I beg you, check voicemail, even if you decide, not on a maybe the morning before you leave home. That's why in the morning before I leave home, what I do, I pick up my phone and I say, good morning, Google. Google will tell me what appointments may have for the day, who left me a message, this and that. You have these devices, set them up one time and use the thing.
Use them.
Yes.
Of course.
Listen, this one device replaces that rotary phone. What do you call it? Rotary phone. It replaces the telegram that used to take 5 weeks to get to you. It replaces the letter that used to come from China and it takes 3 months to get to you. It replaces
so many things. True.
Yes, so many things. It's everything compiled in one, condensed in this one device.
So this was
there's no need to be afraid of it.
Right. And of course, you know that flexible work schedules, for those with informal jobs or self-employment, rigid scheduling is crucial.
Yeah.
Because if you say you're doing business and you're not following through with the use of your device and all the apps that are accessible to you, then it is not going to work well for you. Not working.
No. It's not.
There are some solutions to encourage punctuality, reinforce the importance of time. highlight the benefits of punctuality in personal and professional settings.
And start early.
Use creative strategies. Some events trick attendees by listing an earlier start time than planned. And we're still talking about Caribbean people, which is what Sharon's alluded to. You want people to get there for 6 o'clock. You tell them, you put on the thing 4 o'clock. Why we have to do, you
shouldn't have to do that.
Have to do that.
But
you know what? The thing, where we get muddy and where we get messy, we are in a society where we're not just amongst ourselves. We have acquired friendships and entanglements and what you call it now? What's the word I'm looking for? You have interactions with a vast majority of other people who are not of your culture.
So
you can't operate like when you did it back a yard and you say, all right, go on, they may have come, may have say 3, but maybe I go come 4 because no, say 3.
The other side to that too, Sharon, the other side to that too, if they're going to put an earlier start date, like or start time, like that event that you went to, that place needs to be ready for that time.
Yes. No. Yes. The place was not to be blamed, The place was not to be blamed. The place knew that the event was actually at 4. So they were in their right to be decorating at 2. I arrived at 2 because the people them say it's 2. When they were telling me it's 4, I said no. I pull out the invite and I say, here it is. It says 2 o'clock. I had to call the host and say, what gives? That's when they say, well, people now going to really come and will pay for so and so, and it's going to go over time. And I'm like, no, you cannot. If you know you have people who are notoriously late, because some people cannot be early. If you pay them, then can't be early.
Yes,
you can lay out their clothes, give them the map, shine their shoes, and everything, and they are still late. It's like a spirit of lateness.
Yes,
is up on them. They cannot be late. They cannot be early if you pay them. I saw somebody in the traffic and with a bumper sticker that says, "Don't mind me. Don't bother me. I left on time." Because sometimes the way people are drive, they want to run you off the road because they are late.
Yes.
So the person bumper sticker said, "Don't bother me. I left on time."
That's how you live.
But you have some people, man, they cannot be early for nothing. But you cannot let the vast majority. You might be collaborating with other people in a venture, and because you have your little bad ways of lateness, you mess up the thing.
Well, I can say we're going to go to comments, but I can say this: there's a pastor in Jamaica. He worked in banking. He was a banker for many years, and he became our pastor. And I am telling you, we're of the same age group. If when he comes, so he instituted the 2 services, because we always had 11 o'clock service. Then we came up with the 8:30. And for weeks, he encouraged people, get up early, do what you do, come to church. When he started, I remember one morning, because some of us do praise and worship, and we some of us always busy. We get there, and we were saying to him, we only have, so the praise team was on time, and there were just a few people seated in the congregation. And he simply came over, good thing it never come out of my mouth, to say, let us wait a little bit. And he came over and says, it's 8:30, Denise. Start. We start. When some people come, it's service. Preaching and I do altar call, rapid.
Very much. I would shake him and listen. We are under the same thing right now. We have the same, our pastor right now. Pastor Allen will tell you, as soon as the clock hit the dot of the time, even if it's 2 of you there, start.
Yes,
and I was so happy when that was implemented a few years ago. And I used to, well, nobody got used to, but I used to get pushback when people arrive half hour late and 45 minutes late. and them already missed an entire segment. And I said, but wait, watch ya. And what happened now on the reason of
Yes.
all? And you said, look at the time, you're 45. They don't look no wait. No.
Yes.
We're chill man.
I agree.
Yeah?
And there's also Pastor Glad who is with us at NTT. Pastor Glad is a stickler for time. And
Yeah, man, Pastor, that is my guy.
And I have followed that. He taught us.
Yeah.
If the thing says 5 o'clock, go up there.
Yes.
Do your opening sentence on the dot of 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Start something. Do not let the start time pass. You
No.
go there. If it's 3 people, say something,
Start with
welcome
3.
them, what have you, and
That's
start.
all. Yeah.
But you know what?
And I'm telling you, I will say, oh, me only have X minutes to reach work. For me, again, me no work far. But
Yes.
I said to my husband, I said, please, if you see me kind of dragging, say, hey, Denise, speed up, get out
Speed
of
up.
the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, because you need to go to work.
Yeah.
X.
As close as it is, anything can happen.
I'm very conscious of that because if I have to go anywhere else, may fly literally, as we say, we do the Olympic run to get to,
there.
to go
Yes.
somewhere to show other people the same respect.
Yes.
It makes
You know,
sense. Let's do
Yeah.
you
And
speak
and
about
that's the thing. Yeah.
let's just quickly go through because we don't want the time to go on with people them wonder what
Okay.
we so engrossed. But that says I'm always early when I'm traveling, even to go to work. I'm always early if I'm going to the airport. My flight is at 8 o'clock. I'm at the airport by 5 o'clock, especially when I'm going on vacation.
All right now. Talk to me.
Same so.
Sending Debbie her condolences. All right, let's go down here. She says, but this is so funny. I live across the street from church. Yes, we know. And I will be 15 minutes late almost every Sunday. But when I'm going to Manhattan to church, I'm always the first at the door.
That's crazy.
So we have to
Nearer
confess.
to church, further from God.
Another thing before I go, I got 2 keys made. I lock one in the car for the car to keep warming up in the driveway until I'm ready, so I will not be cold when I go in the car. Happy and peaceful weekend. Thank you, Debbie. Blessings.
Awesome.
Pat says, on the same way to Max, I was not from overnight. Oh, or 2 days.
She wanted to say she marinate her meat from overnight.
Yes, and it tastes very good. Season long.
Yes.
Okay. Then she says, she loved to be on time. Indeed. She said, I love to be on time. I'm like standing there and fidgeting, just waiting and waiting. I don't like that. Michael said, I know someone who will take out 5 suits overnight and still be late in work.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly. That don't help some people. It don't help some people.
Michael,
man, you have some people who arrive the same time all the time. Late.
I must say, the producer, well, maybe producer used to do that, but producer no late again. And even for me, when like we are going to church or wherever, I don't have him await no long time on to the point where I have to call. I try my best to get myself ready because it can be a bit hard when people are waiting on you, and if you're going a long distance and stuff. No, right. For me, people leave at this time and I'm waiting 5 minutes and you're not there. I gone. Meet me at the place. Sure.
That's why you have some people, they arrive in multiple cars, because
left somebody already.
You have to left somebody.
Yes.
You got to leave somebody.
Yes, man, me do it already.
So let me see your fractions. You're fashionably late.
Lux, we love is Afrocentric. Listen, today is what you call, what you name, African American Month, Black History Month.
Black History Month.
Black History Month.
So we're
Like
gonna be
it's
doing we're gonna huddle and put our topic
80 miles
there.
an hour on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
yeah, because I am still out of street.
So we see. Yeah. Jen says
As
not
everyone
everyone
is a
is a
promise
promise
keeper.
keeper. Producer says
True.
so sorry for your loss, Debbie. Yes. Richie, Rich. The phrase soon come
Our
depending on
Richard.
the individual that's saying it can mean 5 minutes or up to an hour or even the next day.
I mean, next day,
Of course, it's
absolutely.
true.
And true, Richie.
It's true.
That's a
It's
fact.
true.
True,
True,
Richie.
true.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Dear producer now. Max, white squall, a wedding not good.
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. Carry your
Not
journey
at
in your
all.
bag.
Walk with your shirt pan. Mm-hmm.
Make
Yes.
candy sandwich and put in your bag.
I
Mm-hmm.
won't.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, where Ryan Shetpan can fit in these Gucci pocketbooks.
Absolutely not.
Then Ryan said, they better walk with them ladder bag.
All of that too.
Lord of bag.
Lord Jesus
So,
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon's beg you some of the ackee and saltfish roast breadfruit. No. Mm-hmm.
Producer really said that to me.
Hello. You keep
Yes.
moving.
after
Oh,
Missy video
Jen
with big
says,
bread food or show.
you're not
That's true.
alone. Yeah, Jen says you're not alone. I'm guilty of not checking my messages also. So Jen, we have to improve on that.
Yeah.
What if they fling rocks in a pig pen?
Extent. Big in our screen.
Well, anybody ball out is at them here talk.
Really ain't in our screen.
Andrea, I have a friend who I will leave a message so I don't forget. She would call and I would have to cut the call out, but she would call again. Oh Lord. He's asking, is habitual lateness related to mental illness? Well, everything happened up here, so. What do you think?
I
Yes,
don't think it's
that's true.
illness.
It's
It's management.
just bad
It's
habits, and I
management.
don't think
Habit.
it's mental.
Habits
It's just
and
bad
bad time
habits.
management.
Formulated habits we can't break.
Yes.
Yeah,
And time
I have.
management.
Yeah,
In Canada, the pastor did that. So many persons came and heard the end. Of course, Benedict. Mm-hmm.
very much.
I
Benediction.
live close to the airport, so I don't leave too early, but on time. Okay.
Okay.
Tell them, yes, 80 miles an hour on Sunday morning.
I'm telling you,
Thanks
because
for
you
the
read.
peace and blessings of grace, mercy, and peace. Thank you, Jen. But it's true, though. We really have to rethink how
We
we
gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Mhm.
better.
We have to do better.
Yes, because if we have to put an earlier time to achieve a later start time and the correct start time, that is not
Yes.
that not
Yeah.
Yes. But you know what?
and
I
we
want to
have
make
to
a point right there,
encourage
Nudity.
1 minute quick Max. We have to encourage
Okay.
accountability.
Yes.
We have to promote a culture where being on time is respected and that it can
Yes.
gradually shift our behavior. So if people were to show up, if the people who are hosting events, church,
Mhm.
school, community, whatever we are having, and we say we are starting at 5, because some of us operate in certain planning events. And
Right.
Mhm.
when people see how we have to plan line by line to
Yeah.
ensure that the logistical layout,
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
overall event comes together.
Right.
They will tell you they don't want to be a part of it because it's too much work.
Too much
Yeah.
stress.
Too much work. Yes.
Yeah.
True.
And
Yeah. You know when one of my jobs when they first came out with Metro cards, we used to we used to not having to use a clock to punch in. We would just go in and they know you're in. But then they decided to put in a punch clock, what do you call it? The time clock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And people were, to do payroll, because there was a time I used to do payroll as well. And to do payroll, sometimes you have to do a 15 minutes here, round it up here, take it off here, all kind of stuff. So they implemented this thing where if you were late 10 times in a month, you would be fired. 10 times
Wow.
in a month, you would be fired. And I cannot tell you how many people got fired for being late.
Oh gosh.
You lose your
That's
job
terrible.
from being late. You're talking about, and
Being
you used to
tardy.
have, you used to have a 5-minute grace period and stuff. And they even changed the time clock, because it used to be where you had a card. And persons used to be in the subway or other places. And they would call a friend and say, punch me in,
Punch
I'm
me clock
downstairs. And they're not downstairs, and they got in so much trouble. So they put one in where you have to put your fingerprint to make sure it's really you. You know what I mean? And that's how some people got the message after a while to realize that you're going to lose your job over late. And it's a month, and you're late 10 times.
No,
The
man.
10th time they
Yes,
tell
that's
you,
too much.
that's it. You get a warning, you get a written warning, then you get a final, and then you get fired all within a month because you can't get to work on time. And then what they started doing, they started giving you, if you were early and never late for the entire month, they would give you a $30, a 1 month, a 30-day Metro card for free.
Yeah.
That will let you come to work for
Very
free.
nice. That's an
You buy a
incentive. Yeah.
monthly pass. Yeah, that was a good incentive. You buy a monthly pass,
Good
and you would
incentive.
come to, your transportation would be paid for.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
helps some people and it hurts some people.
Hurt some people. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we
All right. So
really,
the point I wanted to make, Lady Day was saying before about giving one time and then using another time to start. I remember for years we had our Kangen water presentation. Every Sunday evening we do our Kangen water presentation via Zoom. Our Zoom time was always 8 o'clock. All our invites said 8. But when we had gathered at 8, no one is there. Or was a handful of us is present. So now I would say, okay, let's start at 8:05. And we got into the habit of doing this meeting at 8:05. So when people, and then one day Leroy said, no, we shouldn't cater for the latecomers. Let's start at 8.
Yeah.
And I remember one week we started at 8 o'clock, and people came and they were upset that we started at 8 o'clock because they got used to the 8:05. They
You
were
look, you
mad,
never
even though
want
the
if you go to
invite said
8:10
8.
or 8:15.
No, they knew the thing said 8, but they knew also that we would start at 8:05 because we're giving time to people to come on. And because that particular time we started at 8 o'clock, they were upset that we
Look at
started
that.
early. It's not early. So people just get climatized and think it's okay to still come
Yeah.
8:05 when we're doing it at 8.
Yeah.
So we just got to
And
step up on our
sometimes there is nothing keeping them away from actually being on time.
Yes.
I've seen people drag their feet from entering a building, from doing other things, because they say, Lord, me no want to be the first one. Lord, me no want to be the first.
yes.
Come on.
That doesn't
Yes.
make
That's
sense.
not.
Yeah. These
Yeah.
are cultural tendencies that's, stretching all the way from our ancestors, who were more on a more laid back attitude, had a more laid back attitude to time, because their time, a lot of their time was according to when the slave master came around to wake them up or to get them out on the fields.
Yeah,
And
their
then
time
whatever
was not their own. Lord have mercy.
their
Those were
time
some
was
dark
not their
days.
own. And
No.
therefore when their freedoms came, they bask in the time, the laid back time that they could, whatever laid back time they could find. I think it's coming from that, especially for our Caribbean people. But as the times change, we need to change that attitude.
Need to change with the times. That you're
We need
correct.
to.
Yeah.
Because how can you be invited to an event? And another thing, these event planners and we have to be mindful that our lives are not only centered around the event that we are staging. So people have allotted their time to support you and your business, which means if they have a window, you say you have an event from 5 to 10, they have carved out 5 hours to give to you.
Right.
So if you don't start on time and it gets to 10 o'clock and they have other things to do, they're going to leave.
Right.
Of
That's
course.
it.
Especially if
Yeah.
you're doing a favor.
Yeah.
And
But you know what? That is what we have to do. When you see the time comes and you give like what I did with a young lady. I say you let me waste 3 hours. That's 3 hours of my life I will never get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but you-
when you carve out that time like Lady D said, you have to stick to your guns and say, look here, friend. I was here the time you told me. You weren't ready. You weren't here. The thing is late. I'm gone. Are you cut out? Are you gone? And no amount of begging and pleading will let you change your mind, because when we will uphold with the slackness when we say, Lord man, are you still sit down there? But if you get up and leave and say, watch out, I only could give you 3 hours and the 3 hours is gone, so guess what? I'm done. I'm so sorry, I'm gone. And they see that people get up and leave, get up and leave, get up and leave. That is when they will feel it. But you cannot do people like that.
Yes.
You can't.
I
You
agree.
can't.
Yes.
Well, it was a
Yeah.
great morning. The Olympics of Lateness. Hey, we're dashing here, dashing there.
Yes.
100-meter dash or 50-yard dash when we really don't have to. So let's start thinking differently, everybody. Let me hop on over to Instagram. Let me say hi to NYC Isaiah.
Oh, you're on Instagram?
Watson. Oh, Mr. Watson, you joined. How nice to see you. Mr. Watson used to be the CEO over the St. Elizabeth Homecoming Foundation. And I worked with him for a little bit. So, hi, Mr. Watson. Also, DJ Andrew. Dale, how are you? Joshua. Hey, Joshua. Joshua Martinez. He has performed at Fun in the Sun. And Delaire Finishing joined. Oh, Deli. Hey, Deli. Deli's over on Instagram. And Jackie just joined. So morning, we're trying to get the audience from the Instagram account. So ladies, I think this conversation was really, really good. And I hope that those who are listening will start doing our checklist. So Pat, see you at 8 o'clock, not 8:15. Come early. And we try to leave out in time to get to church, because look good when you walk in late anywhere at all.
Anywhere, no.
No, look good.
I don't like it.
Look good. So as Eval said, don't be late for heaven. Okay. And he also said, if early birds catch the first worms, what does
Catches the word. The late bird gets nothing.
And he says, time is money. So
yeah,
yes, it is.
We had a good run this morning, and I think we'll be having something great for next week Saturday. Of course, we're into the month of love, and it's also Black History and all of that. So we'll be filtering these topics into our program like we do every year. And ladies, me so appreciate to get up with me and come talk to people and thing. So
and let's still keep our Jen in our prayers.
Yes,
I spoke to her the other day. She's not 100%, but she's getting there.
Getting there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And things are changing a little bit, so let's still keep her in our prayers.
Right, and I was
she's still upbeat and same Jen.
As a matter of fact, when I was trying to get you guys on camera quickly, but Unleassurance had come on. We chatted and And then Jen popped in when Sharon's hung up, so I saw her live. Yes, so we
Very nice.
a little bit and so on. So please keep her in your prayers. And as we're going, how to stop lateness, keep a schedule with you at all times. Write down every meeting or commitment you have. Stop procrastinating. I said that earlier.
Procrastination is the thief of time.
Yes, procrastination uses up your time, and it's a common cause for lateness. Put a lateness buffer into your schedule. There you go.
Right.
So
and all will be well.
We are going go on.
We are going go up.
Galang up.
May I come driver? Me na the car sit down. Well seatbelt up how long now?
We're so glad you come. Yes.
I didn't want to run the risk of driving home and then miss you guys.
Right. So blessings, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Yes. A lot going on, but hold yourselves mentally.
Yes. Mentally and physically, and pray up. Keep prayed up.
Keep yourself. Keep yourself. How you want it, and we will talk again soon. But blessings to Uno and
Mr. Producer. Thank you.
See you next week, everybody. Blessings.
All right.
Okay.
Great week to everyone.
Howdy. You ever notice how 5 more minutes in a Caribbean time really mean give me half an hour? This Saturday morning runnings, we're bringing you the Olympics of Lateness. From the Getting Ready Marathon to the Traffic's Excuse Sprint, we're breaking down why Caribbean people can't reach on time no matter what. Boss, me the outside. Lies. We know you just wake up. Join us for a belly full of laughs, real talk, and the grand champion of late. This Saturday, February 2nd, live at 10 a.m. Watch on Inside the Zone with Lady D on YouTube. If you're always late, log on early at Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come, make we talk. Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Join us on Saturdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women, Sherns, Max, Jackie, and me, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Inside the Zone with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected every Saturday at 10 a.m. It's Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Satideh Mawnin Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive.
Can you feel the vibe? Give me that beat.
For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. Trending Zone, it's the vibe you know. What's hot, what's new, it's the place to go. In your neck of the woods, we've got the scoop, the buzz, the talk, the inside loop. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on Center Stage, Inside the Zone.